y'all. Yeah, it's me again, the Rock Doctor, coming at you live with my What Should You Know When You're Trying to Learn How to Play Lead Guitar. The most important things you can learn to get started. So let's talk about it. Today's just going to be an overview of what I think the meat and potatoes of playing rock guitar solos, and blues solos too, are all about. Well, first thing I wanted to say was this. A lot of my students, they're wanting to learn all this flashy stuff, and they can't make a cohesive sentence or, string a series of basic licks together. And you've got to be able to do that before you go to the next level, for sure. So to start it all off, I'm going to reference the key of A today, and two pentatonic shapes that everybody uses, and a few licks that coincide with both. So let's look at A pentatonic in the home position, I like to call it, at the 5th fret. So here are some things you should practice in order to get that to that professional level where you sound like a pro and you don't sound like a beginner. All right, so here's the scale itself. One thing you can do with this is practice up and down through the shape with alternate picking. So that would be this. It takes a while to get it on autopilot. You can do it while you're just noodling around, watching TV or whatever. You can also turn it into the blues scale, which we have the flatted 5 there. That'd be this. Okay, in addition to that though, I have what I call my 4 essential licks. They're not even really mine. They're just licks that everybody uses. A quick playthrough of each one. The first one, it's one note. And all these licks, all these phrases last for 8 beats. That's 2 measures. That's very important. That's a concept to be able to internalize, where you can just do that, because most chord progressions follow a series of chords that are usually 4 measures long, and the phrases usually last 2 measures. It doesn't matter what style you're playing. It could be rock, blues, jazz, classical music. If you take it all apart, you've got these little 2-bar phrases usually strung together. That's not the only way to do things, but it's very commonplace, and it's important to have it in your mind. Okay, so the first lick that I think is important is the hardest one of all, and it's only 1 note. This guy. Okay, now, I call that essential lick number 1. Basically, it's the, if you think about the pentatonic shape itself, it's the high note on the B string of the shape, which is in this case the 8th fret G note. You push it up a whole step, man. It takes a long time to get that to be in tune. You got to listen to the chord underneath too, to get it right. But I'm pushing it up a whole step, and that vibrato is really just a matter of a shake. It takes a long time to get it nice and even, but the string is actually moving. So if you can't get the string to move, what's happening is I'm kind of shaking the neck, and my hand is doing this. I'm not flexing my fingers, I'm flexing my wrist. That takes at least a year to get down. But there's essential lick 1. Essential lick 2 basically runs high to low, starting on the high string, down the scale like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Reference my other videos for the how-to on that. I just want to keep this video as an overview of things you really should know. So check out my other videos. I've got tons of them on my 4 essential licks. So that's lick number 2. Lick number 3 I like to call the 2 frets back move. So let's look at this again. Reference the A on the low E string. Okay? And what you want to do is, with your index finger, move back 2 frets. From that 5th fret to the 3rd fret. And you've got this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's a very important move, because unlike a lot of licks that stay in one little spot, that are kind of vertical, this one is horizontal. It traverses the neck. So check it out again. In fact, you could do it on the center strings too, starting right here. Look, the 7th fret D string A note, move back 2 frets and play the same lick. When you get to the B string though, you have to move up 1 fret because of the tuning. Check it out. Now look right here, I've got to go on the B string, I've got to play 8, 10, 10, G, A, A. So there's that one. Again, it's a 2-bar phrase, and there's one more. It's kind of incomplete, but right where we left off on the B string, 8, 10, 10. Okay, here's the next one. That's what I do there, because it's kind of hard to do this. Nah, I can't do it. I never practiced it. But so I turned it into this. Those are the things I like to do there. You can also descend with these things. So check this out. Let me start with the low one. You can go backwards. That's one way. Here's another way. You can do it here. Let's see. I don't do one for this one. I usually work out of it if I'm going to go descend. I'll go to that one. Okay, the last of the 4 essential licks in the home position. It's this position for key of A. Is this guy. Pretty simple. 3 whole step bends are released at 7, pull off to 5, and hit 7 on the D, which is the A note. You can do it there. You can do it here. You can do it here. Okay? So those are the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Now, if you think about what we've got there, basically, from the 5th position home scale, you can start at the 3rd fret and end up all the way to 10 on the high register without getting lost. That's important. But again, it's important to learn the phrases. Okay, now from there, I can play another pentatonic shape where the root note is on the A string, 12th fret. So here's the scale. I'm going to leave out the E string for now, even though it's there. I just want you to hear that A note. So here's the A pentatonic again. Same basic shape as the other one, the home position, until we get to the B string. You got to move up 1 fret, and then back down to the high string. So what do I got there? Check it out. It's really the same shape. Look. Big stretch, right? Home position. 5-8. Next 3 strings, 5-7. Then the high 2 strings are 5-8. Check it out. The shape here is the same. Watch and listen. On the A string, 12-15. The next 2 strings are 12-14, just like the other one. Shape-wise, right? Shape. Then, instead of playing here, oh no, you got to move up because of the tuning. 1 fret. That's the B string, 13-15, and then to finish it off, you've got the high E string, 12-15. And again, you can practice low to high, high to low, alternate picking. You can use triplets. Whatever, just do it. Get it on autopilot. So there's the scale. The blue scale also works. Reference my other videos. All right, now let's talk about those 4 essential licks again. Right here. All right, the first one. That guy, that's that G note on the original position. It's up here on the high string, 15. It becomes an A when you bend it up. All right, the second essential lick, this guy. Well, you really can't do that here, but I have one that follows the descending pattern of this one pretty closely, because I wanted to have something I can do here without getting lost. Right, so here it is. Listen. Same amount of notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Real quick on that one now, I'll outline it. It's high string is 15, 12. Then I move up a fret on the B string and I'm going to add the blue note. 16, 15, 13. G string, 14, 12, 14. Reference my other videos. I got tons of them. I got almost 500 of them. Check it out, you know. But there's essential lick 2. Essential lick 3, the 2 frets back, move in the 12th position. Find the A on the A string, 12th fret. Move back 2 frets. It's exactly fingering wise. It's the same as this one. Right? It's the same. All right. Now let me extend that. Here's the A on the G string. Right? Move back 2 frets. There's that one. Again, reference my videos. I can give you all the fingerings, but just check out the other videos. I'm just trying to tease you and inspire you to learn these basic things before you try to jump into the stratosphere with some shreddy stuff. You've got to have this basic stuff on autopilot where you can call these things up. You know, you've got to have them in your head. You have to be able to sing these phrases in your mind or with your voice. If you can't say them, you don't know what you're doing. You've got to be able to sing them in your mind or sing them with your voice. Definitely you got to know them that well. So it goes beyond just thinking about what your fingers are doing. You've got to be hearing it. Okay. All right. Essential lick number 4. Originally was this. Well, in the 12th position, it's up on the B string 15. Okay? So I'm bending 15 on the B. 3 times release it, pull off the 13, and end on the G string 14. But think about this now. When you have those 4 basic licks down and the 2 scale shapes in your mind, and you can find all that stuff, and you can play the phrases properly, and keep up with a backing track and stay in the groove, you've really got something. So, what was I going to say? Basically now, instead of being stuck in the 5th position, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Lots of great players mainly use that. Stevie Ray Vaughan is an example, Jimi Hendrix too, and the little extensions. Most of that is, a lot of players just use that exclusively, and it's awesome. So don't, turn your nose up at people that only do that, because they're pretty bad. They're pretty badasses. Okay, but what the end result is of knowing all this is you can start at the 3rd fret, and you can end up all the way up here. Way up to 17, and then guess what happens? Not only do you have from 3 to 17, now, when you get to 17, guess what happens? It's the whole scale again, so it starts over there, and you've got the open position too. You've got the whole fingerboard at your disposal without getting lost. Pretty cool. So, I guess that's basically it. I'm going to carve this up into some shorts again, but if you're playing rock guitar and you want to learn how to solo, you need to know all of this stuff. It's not difficult. So, don't lock yourself up into playing a bunch of mindless exercises if you have a limited amount of time. Don't be spending hours of time going. Don't practice crap you're not going to ever play in a song. I know it's to develop your dexterity, but I'm telling you, why spend time, if you have limited time, doing that when you need to be working on actual licks that you're going to play? That's so important, especially if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s and up, and you have a job and a life, and you don't have 4 hours a day to practice. If you only have 20 minutes, practice the stuff you're going to play. I promise you, you need to listen to the Rock Doctor. I've been doing this for almost 50 years, and I have so many students that after all these years have passed are still playing in bands, still jamming, and it's all about the meat and potatoes first. The rest of it, you can catch it later. Major scales, minor scales, arpeggios, all of it in my mind locks together, and I visualize it all together and hear it all in terms of these various shapes interlacing in my mind. But it's all about basic phrases. If you can say it, you can play it. You gotta be able to hear it in your head. All right, that's it. The meat and potatoes of rock guitar soloing, and it's me, the Rock Doctor. I love you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. You can even order me a pizza if you want. Yeah, you know the deal. I love you. Bye, y'all.